All right, hi Maria. I've got your question here. So let's go through them one by one. Starting with the first one with 7i. From the information that they're given, what I would do first of all is for all the different blood types, I would do A, B, oops, stylus is not working so good tonight, and O. And I would take the information out of the question in terms of the probability of each of them. And so if I'm reading the question correctly, and not always guaranteed that I am, but let's go with that, 84%, oh no, sorry, 40% over here, 40% is A. So blood type A is 40%. Blood type B is 11%. Blood type AB is 4%. And O is the only other one. And so if you add these, I think you get 55, 40 plus 11 plus 4. So that would leave 45% for O. So the question asks in 7i, it says, what's the probability that a randomly selected donor blood is blood type O? The answer to that question is 45%. So that's just reading the question and then doing the math to subtract from 100 to get the O type, okay? Now, for the second one, what is the probability that a randomly selected donor has a blood type O or is Rh negative? So we've already established that type O is a 0.45. The other thing that we need to do now is to establish the probability of being Rh negative. So if I read the question correctly again, it says 84% of the blood is Rh positive. So looking at that, I would say Rh negative is equal to 16%. Because then that'll add up to 100. So when you're given a question that says or, then you add the probabilities and you subtract the probability that both can occur at the same time. And so what you want to do there is you want to take the probability of O plus the probability of negative minus the probability of O and negative. How am I going to write negative? I'll just put NEG for negative, okay? And so that's going to give us the 0.45, hope I can fit all this on the screen here, 0.45 plus the probability of it being negative, which we just said was 16, so 0.16. And we have to minus the probability of it being both type O and Rh negative, and luckily they told us that that's 7. So we're going to subtract 0.07 from that. So we end up there with 0.61 minus 0.07, which leaves us at 0.54, I believe. And I've written all over the answers, but this one here, 0.54, is the answer that you need for that one, okay? All right, for the last question for number 7, part 3, that's a conditional probability question. And so in this case, they're asking for the probability that it's a type O blood if we already know that it's Rh negative. And so what we want to do there, and I think I'm going to have to just write at the top because this is a little not working so well with the email for some reason. So just come up to the top of the page here for me, and what we want to do there is find the probability that it's negative and type O, given that it's negative. So that means divided by the probability of it being negative. So the probability of it being negative and type O is 0.07 from the question. And the probability of it being negative is 0.16. If you divide the two of those, then you're going to get 0.44, which is one of your choices there. And that's why you get the different answers for each of these three questions. So I hope that that's clear. It's a little hard to write on the, for some reason I just didn't seem to open the email correctly when I did this. I usually have sort of a blank screen to write on beside the questions. So I can tell that it's messy, and I apologize for that. I hope that that explanation is clear and helps you with those questions. If not, please email me back, okay?